I mean, there are lots of reasons for everybody who is DFL friend and well-wisher to be upset with how the Iowa caucuses went. Where do you want to start?
I honestly don't even know where to start.
Where do you want to start? Turnout, the app, who won?
Also, this app. Okay, so they never have told us who did the app, right? Which
No,
is
no, no, we know.
It was Shadow Incorporated.
It was Shadow Incorporated.
It's Shadow Incorporated, which is sorry, hold on.
This is us. It's so exciting to watch us live.
Trying to start
this is
off
a professional podcast, Javier.
So, but so the app was created by this company called Shadow.
Wow.
Now, so the thing is so bananas, right? Is so they are a vendor. They are a Democratic vendor.
So walk through what the app was used for and how that was different.
Well, let's go back further. After the 2016 election and all the controversy, Sanders and Clinton, and Sanders had done much better in caucus states than Hillary had done. So there was this unity commission, and one of the things, there were all these recommendations.
All these names are just, it's painful. Right? It's painful. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Stop smiling, all right? Okay? All right?
I'm not smiling.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't wait till we start talking about Mitt Romney's speech.
We're on the Unity Commission.
So there was a Unity Commission, and there were recommendations made, and so the Sanders folks had been pushing for expansion of the use of caucuses. Now, there are some people who have been saying for years, and by some people, I mean me, that caucuses suck.
You mean since the Howard Dean moment, which Javier was down there.
Javier was down there.
And on his team.
John Stiles was in the room for the scream. I was not. But so they pushed for these reforms that included more transparency of the vote totals. Right. So what was supposed to happen on caucus night was that they'd report out the first round of vote totals, because the way caucusing works, and I'm going to bore Lauren Anderson, who's not here tonight. She's already fallen asleep. Lauren, by the way, is not feeling well today. Hope you feel better. Hopefully, the following explanation will put you to sleep from your flu. So you do a first round where people group by candidate, and if candidates who don't get 15% are not viable, and so then the people in those groups, they can move to one of the other groups that is viable,
or they can go away,
or they can just go home, right? And so the Unity Commission reform requirements were that the raw vote total be announced. Now, the reason they wanted to do this, and there had been campaigns that were complaining about this announcement early on, was that first raw vote total happens kind of early in the evening, and if the Sanders campaign at that point had declared victory, right, because the party had released the raw vote totals, that could actually impact the second alignment. So people were concerned about that, but that was the for transparency's sake, and I understand there were good intentions there.
The Unity Commission, for the sake of transparency, hired Shadow Inc.
Wait, no. So then, no. The Unity Commission did not.
To be transparent.
And then
I'm just trying to get it right.
So, but
confusing.
The nutshell, the sort of core takeaway you should take from this is that an already complicated and Byzantine process that most people do not know was made more complicated with more reporting requirements.
Right. And you have said this before, and we have caucuses in the state of Minnesota, and you have to actually parties do classes to teach people to go to caucuses, and you have said before, like, when you have to do a class
to train people
to participate in democracy, you're just doing something wrong.
Right, we're doing it wrong. And caucuses, because they run in gyms and high schools and all this, like, they by definition cannot have mass turnout. Like, if as many people turned out on election day as for a caucus, it would be overwhelmed, which happened in Minnesota in 2018, happened in 2016, which is why we moved to a presidential primary. So they made an already complex process more complex, and so the Iowa Democratic Party, in order to facilitate reporting, hired
Shadow
someone's cousin. I don't know.
Hired
this Democratic vendor.
It sounds like a Bond villain. They hired
staffed by former Clinton digital people.
Right, but here's
villains.
the thing, and there's a lot being made of that. Yeah, there are a lot of Clinton people in the party. That
Yeah,
she was
I'm sure.
she was our nominee. Like like it's just like whatever.
wow.
Yeah. And there are also part of the sort of the theories of what went wrong was that Pete Buttigieg's campaign had also hired that vendor for something different. But what was the media went out there was that that the Buttigieg campaign had paid for the app, which was just false. Which is just false, right?
They did not hire Shadow.
Just not true.
They're doing their own villainy all on their own.
Yeah. There's lots to hate about Pete Buttigieg, but like when the theories got to like that he orchestrated the Des Moines Register
Poll to
not being released.
Well, because that was the first time I forgot that didn't
Oh yeah,
count.
it's been a good week. It's been a really good week.
So for those who didn't follow it, the Des Moines Register always does like a poll right before the caucuses. This poll was not officially released because what they determined was at least one of the people administering the poll left Pete Buttigieg's name off the list of people you could vote for, and they couldn't. They
left the last name off because it was randomized.
Yeah.
So once it was Pete Buttigieg, might have been someone else other times. I will say I don't necessarily believe that explanation. That seems like a very minor thing to.
But the final.
MBC, no relation to NBC.